Hello everybody, if you're new here, my name's Mike, this is Soph, we've got our 3 kids here. We live full-time in this new custom built caravan as we travel around New Zealand. This video is a bit of a tour, what we've done, how we've changed it to make it ours, and we're going to talk about all the specs and features and how we enjoy living on the road in this caravan. So let's get into our little tour.
Hey everyone, so if you're new here, we're into our 4th year touring New Zealand full-time. We've had so many incredible experiences on our travels and parked in some of the most scenic camp spots in New Zealand. What a gift it's been for our family. Over the past 6 months, we've been in discussion with Hayden and Eden at Rugged Kiwi Caravans about designing our own custom Ausflex Caravan that fits our family and our needs as we adventure around the countryside, often going deep into the remote wilderness off-grid. We absolutely love the layout that we've designed, which caters for kid privacy and peace and some adult privacy, and it's also a good working space for Soph, who does some overnight online work and is up all night and then needs some space to sleep. We reckon with kids it's vital to have the ability to close off at least some space at night. In this video, we'll be sharing and showing you the inside and the outside of our home on wheels, the features and the specs and why we think it's the perfect off-grid setup. Also some of the whys, including why we chose Rugged Kiwi, but let's get into this video.
I must say I really love the decals on this caravan and the orange. One of the things that we wanted to do with our caravan is make lots of ventilation for the kids. We really struggle here in New Zealand with condensation in the wintertime. People say crack the windows open, and you still get condensation here. But the kids have got double windows on this caravan. So about one running the length of their bed and one at the top end. So hopefully that helps in the summertime when it's hot at night, and it also is going to help in the winter just to have them cracked a little bit to get a bit more airflow going through their bed spaces. The 2 vents up here, these are just for the fridge. We'll talk about the inside stuff when we're inside. 2 water tank fills. Yeah, so these 2 water fill tanks here, they are both for 95 litre tanks. I don't know why they don't just make them 100, but yeah, 2 95 litre tanks there. You can customise that. I've seen people get 5 tanks put under their caravan before. That obviously is going to take quite a lot of weight if you're filling 500 litres, or 475 litres of water is 475 kilos, isn't it? So yeah, we can really stretch 2 95 litre tanks though. I love the outdoor shower. It's had a little bit of use, especially while we've been around the east coast. It's good that it's a hot shower too, and pretty good pressure, good for giving everyone a rinse off if you've got sandy kids. Look at that, pretty good pressure, hot water, so that's really nice. Need to save that water. Where we are camping currently, there is no fresh water supply for quite a long time. So water is precious in the caravan. This is just the hot water system. So we've got a 28 litre hot water cylinder in the caravan, and I prefer, after experience from hearing from people, 28 litre hot water cylinder. It's better than the Infinity in New Zealand, because if you're traveling down south in the wintertime, the water tank temperatures can get very, very cold, and the Infinity systems can either go into frost protection mode, or they just really struggle to bring up water that's 3 or 4 degrees in the tank to bring it up to 40 degrees for a hot shower. Most people are finding that their shower temperature is only getting up into the mid-20s, which in the middle of winter is not a very warm shower.
This is just my own feedback from people sharing with us. I've not had an instant hot water system before, but from research it appears the cold gas bottles and cold water in the tanks can mean that the water doesn't get hot enough.
These are just for power. They plug in to 240 volt power, and then just a RC power fuse there. All right, up front of the caravan we have got a toolbox. It's 3 compartments, which I really like. Gas bottles and our leveling chocks are in the middle here. 2 gas bottles, power lead, levelers. Easy Jack supplied us with this jack for getting off and on the truck. It replaces the Jockey wheel, which we are really loving. It's Jockey wheels are heavy for these kind of caravans, and then you've got to take them off, put them in the truck for traveling, and then get them out, put them back on. So just push of a button, we can hook up or unhook and get ourselves level. Very, very easy system. All right, up front here we've got a handbrake brake system. It's locked in place, which you obviously want to crank it up when you're about to unhook your caravan. You don't want to roll out of place. We're using the DO35 coupling, which is new to us, and it fully articulates, which is really nice. I think it makes towing better. I've noticed a massive improvement in the caravan towing from this caravan to our old caravan. Could be a number of things, could be the DO35 hitch, could just be the position of our tyres and axles on this caravan, and also maybe it's a bit more aerodynamic. All large trailers, caravans need electric brakes. For this caravan, we were recommended to go e-lec brakes through Rugged Kiwi. So Rugged Kiwi got us onto them. We found it to be really good towing. It's just download the app, you just plug in the trailer, plug into the truck, and it all seems to know what to do, which has been really good. You have an initial kind of setup and you just do a little bit of driving, 30 k's, brake, and you can adjust it to get your settings right. You can also program 4 different like towing circumstances or situations that you want to have for different levels of braking. So we're quite enjoying the e-lec brakes. Only negative thing I'd probably say about it is it's got sway control built in, which can be quite sensitive, especially if you're going around cambers on corners. We've found even sometimes when we've gone uphill, the brakes will start coming on for sway control because the caravan's going on a bit of a lean. And we don't really want brakes coming on when we're going uphill, but we've cranked it right down, the sensitivity on that, and it's seeming to be working a bit smoother for us. And of course, a breakaway cable or braking system. All trailers over 2.5 tonne must have a breakaway installed on their trailer. So that's if you ever become disconnected, the brakes on the caravan would lock up and bring the caravan to a stop. Outside tap here is great. We use that quite a lot. We probably use that more than the shower. We are loving the extra toolbox storage that we've got, having like the 3 compartments. One of our compartments on our old caravan was completely taken up with the gas bottles. So we've kind of inherited quite a bit of extra toolbox space here. So toilet cassette, grey hose, and a couple of wooden chocks in one. We've got overkill on chocks at the moment, so we're still just figuring out which ones to get rid of. On this side of the toolbox, we have got all of our like ocean kind of stuff, wetsuits, snorkel masks, the pump for the paddleboard, Toby's fishing gear, so that all kind of just lives in here. Some of it's already out because we've been using it while we've been here. Life jackets, all that stuff. Fairly large tunnel boot that goes right through to the other side. Luckily for us, it is not as full as our old one used to be. We've just got sports gear, like lots of different things in here, a little washing line, just lots of camping gear. Places that don't really have a home. Might not be able to see so well, but both ends of our tunnel boot also have a little light that you can turn on, which helps in the night time if you're looking for stuff. Normally in a caravan, you'll find in the toolbox all of the information about the caravan, like gas cert here, also all of the weights of the caravan. So this caravan's tier weight or empty weight is 2,820 kilos, has a ball weight of 280 kilos, which is quite a lot lighter than our previous caravan, and it has an axle capacity of 3.5 tonne. Everything that's outside locks too. All the toolbox, tunnel boot, all have keys and locks. We have got some super bright light bars on the front and the back of the caravan. Oh my gosh, they are bright. They turn the nighttime into daytime, I tell you. How good are those, eh? Bright as anything. We have a wireless Bluetooth camera that projects to a screen that's in the front of the truck. It's very wide angle lens, which is fine. It's functional, you can see what's behind you. And also it gives you the depth so that when you're reversing into a site, you can see how close you might be to hitting a tree or something like that. The windows on these caravans are super tinted, eh? You cannot see anything through them when you're looking through them in the daytime. They're so dark, but when you're inside looking out, everything looks like you're looking through sunglasses. It's like super clear. I didn't know if I liked them when we first got them. The caravan looked quite dark, but now I love them. It's one of those things you kind of compare for a little bit and then you think, oh, there's no way I'd go back. I really like these windows, they're super smart. These Ausflex Caravans come standard with a 5-litre diesel tank for your heater. We opted for the biggest one we could get. We sorted it out when we were in Melbourne. They were super helpful, jumped on the line and they found this big 16-litre one, which is pretty awesome because we love chasing the snow and the big frost in the South Island in the winter, which is what we're planning to do with the coming winter. So 16 litres should keep us from needing to go to a gas station earlier than we normally would. Got a couple of nice bright lights up here for the evening for sitting outside. I love that these ones have an amber mode, so you just turn it on and off again, and it will turn it on, turn it off, and turn it on again, and then it goes nice orange. And it actually works. It keeps the bugs away. You have those bright white ones on and man, you get swarms of mozzies and sandflies all coming in, which makes being outside not fun. Putting those amber ones on means you've got some nice mood lighting and the bugs stay away, so that's great. Also got a couple of Bluetooth speakers on there that connect to the head unit inside the caravan via your phone and Bluetooth. I always think they're not the greatest quality speakers. You can't really crank them up. Not that you would want to when you're camping anyway, because you don't want to annoy other campers, but they work, and that's the main thing. See a few social media people from Australia sitting outside watching TV. They usually have the awning out, and you can plug in here. We've got a 240 volt plug, or you just got a 12 volt cigarette socket plug for plugging in a 12 volt TV. You can even run it through your Bluetooth speakers, which is very, very cool. Also, a lot of people are liking these days to use induction cooktops. You could plug that, or an air fryer. You could plug all of that kind of stuff into that plug and be able to use it on the outside table. We've got a gas bayonet here on the outside of the caravan, which is pretty helpful having it next to the toolbox. A lot of people will put like a Weber barbecue inside their toolbox and barbecue outside. We don't actually have a barbecue. Real estate for 5 people in a small space like this. We're not really have ever been huge barbecuers. We're just happily cooking inside, doing fried noodles and curries and stuff like that. We do like barbecue though, so if you've got a barbecue and you come find us, invite us over. We'd love to come have a barbie with you. But yeah, gas bayonet out there for doing some outdoor cooking. And then a nice full length awning that pulls out. Like most of these awnings, they are very, very big, and in the wind they kind of struggle. A lot of people will strop them down. If it's getting that windy, we tend to not really be enjoying sitting outside when it's too windy, so we normally will just pack it up. Very, very quick to put out and pack away, and it just gives you a whole lot of shade when it's really hot. I like it that you can adjust it as well. You can have it down quite low if the sun's low, and give yourself a bit of shade and a break from the heat. Completely changes the space too, having that nice big awning out there, creating a bit of shade. One thing that was important to me about going with this caravan was just having a one-piece roof. So there is no joins in this roof, or there's one join from the orange to the white, and that's it. Our old caravan, the water could pool up there and sit up there when it would rain. Sometimes we'd hook up 4 days later after rain, and all this water would come rushing off the roof of the caravan. Here it can all just flow straight off the front, which I really like. Our solar panels, now that I'm up here, are filthy. We've been at the coast for a couple of weeks now. I think they're covered in a bit of salt spray and some dust. But yeah, like this one-piece roof. Chassis on our caravan is made with Australian steel, so good high quality metal. We have not gone hot dip galvanized this time. Hot dip galvanized is going to prevent rust for like forever, or a very, very, very long time. We never even saw a speck of rust on our old caravan. This is powder coated, this caravan, so I guess that powder coat can wear out with stone chips, especially on gravel roads. So it'll be something to keep an eye out, just keeping it protected and maybe giving it a bit of a top up on some paint for some maintenance over the years. But at the moment I've been under there having a look around and she looks beauty. I also think it's worth mentioning that the plumbing in the caravan is all household plumbing, like proper PVC plumbing. So it's going to be sturdy, it's going to last. It means you can put cleaning chemicals down your drain if you're needing to give things a bit of a rinse out, like your grey tank, and it's not going to harm your caravan plumbing.
I think I've covered most of the outdoor stuff. Only other point was suspension. We've just stuck with the old school leaf springs, which is what we had before. We found this to be fine, and it's also the lightest system for the caravan. But if you've got any questions, fire them below about the outside of the caravan. But now, let's move into the beautiful inside.
So Soph's going to help a bit with the inside tour, because when we were designing, so this is a custom designed caravan, we had a lot of considerations and changes that we wanted to make on our new caravan, and Soph had some thoughts that I didn't think, around storage especially.
This is our house, this is where we do schoolwork, this is where I work, where Mike works, this is where we do our living and our cooking. And so when it came to designing how this was going to work for us, we took our 3 years of travelling experience and like rehashed some of these spaces to see how they would work best for us and the way we do life. So a big change for us was this living space. We used to have a L return for our seating, and now we have this club lounge. We had initially thought there was going to be heaps of times that all 5 of us were going to be sitting around a table, and actually it isn't. Most of the time we eat outside. Most of the time this space is used for like 1 or 2 people working at once, whether that's schoolwork or whatever it might be. And so we wanted to make it really comfortable for those 2 or 3 people, and we still do fit 5 of us around here, so haven't really lost anything, but I think we've like gained quite a bit in that change of layout. Another big thing for us was, and I don't know so much about this because I don't do a lot of the food, but the other 4 members of my family do, and so they really appreciate this change of bench space. Lots more prep area. I really like the colours in here. Thanks Eden for helping us out with that. But the splashback and those cupboards, really cool. Storage did change when we shifted layouts, and that was one of the hardest things about moving, was a cupboard didn't always transfer into our new space, and so we got to have a bit of a rethink about where everything was going to live. So can have a look in some of our cupboards. We've got food all down this side, and then this side we've got schoolwork, more food, because there's 5 of us. And then we took advantage of some storage down the back for some other things. So there's 5 of us, so we need somewhere for all of our shoes to live. So we asked them to make us a big shoe cupboard. I'm not going to open this because shoes are nasty. But we've got that on our entranceway into the caravan, so hopefully most people don't come in with their footwear on.
As Soph said, shoe cupboards are never pretty. Also got like bug spray, little mozzie burners, and our sunscreen lives there too, because it's often we're outside and we're getting eaten, and it's just easier to grab it from under there.
Something that we were trying to puzzle when we were doing this layout is where some of like those utility kind of things are going to live. So under the couch here we also have our diesel heater, and that's so it can be vented into our bathroom as well. The other big thing that needs to go somewhere is our water heater, and so that is underneath our sink and takes up one of those cupboard spaces down there. We've opted out of the, what do you call them? Microwaves. Microwave and the washing machine, because space is so precious to us, and so yeah, something that we don't really use much. Got a handy pocket up here above the door.
One of the key elements about our caravan design was we needed it to have 3 different sections that could all be closed off at night time. Sophie works overnight, and our kids were often interfered with Sophie working or with me doing video editing. I'm a bit of a night owl and often will stay up late. So we have 3 separate areas that can all be closed off in this caravan, which is great. Do you want to talk about our room?
Yes. Because I like my sleep, it was important that we could shut our room off completely. I need to sleep some mornings, and so to be able to shut myself off in there with my awesome Sirocco fan and the wonderful gigantic roof hatches, I can get enough air through. And yeah, should we go and take a look? So these are 2 sliding doors, and they connect with the magnet.
They also got foam in between them, so they're pretty good at noise cancelling. They kind of get rid of the noise, which is good.
As good as you can get in the van anyway. So our room has pretty standard cupboards around the outside of the bed, little cubby hole for, I guess, a bedside table and where all the charging ports are. There's also some charging ports at the other corner. One of the big things that I wanted in a new van were some big skylights, and so in our room and in the main room they're a lot bigger, and yeah, love having them open at night and looking up at the stars. Heaps of lights in here as well. We've got our reading lights, we've got this above the headlight, and we've got our cool little fade light. Have we got this one on? Oh, we do, eh?
So these little side corner cupboards here, we hadn't seen these before in a caravan. It was an idea that Hayden suggested to us. It's really good. We've got our Wireless Nation router that lives here, because we have a cigarette socket plug there that it plugs into. Also, I think a TV can be connected to that. But you know, our caravan has an inverter, so we're able to plug 2 40-volt things into this device, as well as some USB ports and C drives there as well. So on the roof we have 4 250-watt solar panels, so 1,000 watts of solar, and we have 2 200 amp hour lithium batteries keeping our caravan charged. We also have a 3,000 watt victron inverter that is wired all through the caravan, so all of our power plugs except for the fridge and our hot water cylinder will run 240-volt power when the inverter's on. Super handy. We have got a 12-volt 230-litre dometic fridge freezer. This thing gets surprisingly cold. We've got a temperature gauge in there at the moment. It's minus 21 degrees in our freezer. This is running off the battery system. Generally is drawing around about 70 to 80 watts of power. It goes slower in the evening time when it's not been opened every 5 minutes, someone looking for a snack. So this kitchen is a lot more user friendly. There's a lot more bench space like on this side for food preparation as long as dirty dishes have been washed. I think that our sink and dishwash space is a little bit smaller than our old Caravan, but that is fine because dishes only get done. We normally do 2 lots of dishes a day, and this sink is like perfectly sized. We'd rather have the extra bench space, to be honest. And we've also got more here than what we had. A little slide out pantry on this side. So all of our kitchen is just running off LPG gas. So we've got a 4 burner gas hob, 4 gas hob burners. We've got a grill and a full oven. So Jade's been baking some delicious bread while we've been going around the east coast, and the grill is great for making toast. So all of these things get used very often by us. Oh look, there's even some fresh bread in there now.
So our storage has changed a little bit for what we keep where in the kitchen, and one of the places that does feel a little bit tight is under the kitchen sink. Everything is a little bit, was it Tetrisy in there? But we make it work.
Grateful for this Witi unit too. We have the Witi alarm system in our Caravan. The Witi alarm means that it's got a sensor, so if anyone comes into the Caravan, the alarm will go off. If the alarm goes off, then also the brakes on the Caravan lock on, which is just a really good feature for security. Cheers Witi for giving us some safety.
Up the wires! 2026 is our year. Kids each have a Sirocco fan at the end of their beds. And then at the head end of the bed they've got lights and power, and quite often they might do their schoolwork from on their bed space because it's easy to do the power and all of that. They've also got access into this cupboard behind me from their beds. They've got a couple of shelves that they can reach through into, and then the other side of the shelving behind me is like school, craft,
board games,
food, still food down the centre of the Caravan, and maybe some winter clothing, I think.
Toby, what do you think of your bed space? Come out here.
Really good. I love it.
Yeah, what do you like about it? What's the best bit?
My cupboard, so I can entrance it straight from where my bed is.
What do you got in there?
Heaps of stuff.
Like what?
Everything. Clothes and stuff.
Toys.
No.
Alright Toby, who have you got?
This is my pet goat, Larry.
Larry the goat.
I made an eye, and it's got like a horn, and then it's got an ear.
And he lives in your cupboard?
Uh-huh. This is our bathroom. This is like where we go toilet and stuff. And then there's a sink, and there's cupboards under there. There's one up there full of stuff. And then there's the shower in here.
What do you think of the bathroom?
Big.
Does he think it's big?
Yeah.
How is the shower?
Really nice.
Yeah. Definitely. And how's the toilet? Is there enough room in there to go toilet?
Yes.
So Soph had mentioned that we have a second diesel heater outlet in our bathroom, so that way it does kind of work as a drying room. We really struggle, everyone struggles in the winter to get their clothing dry, so by having a heater vent into this bathroom space, hopefully stuff will dry overnight. Things like pants, jackets, wet socks, shoes, all of those kinds of things. So I've just sit on the toilet to show us.
Do a demo. So as you can see, I'm not the smallest person, but heaps of room in this bathroom still to get dressed and get changed. And look, Mike's like taking up all that shower space too, quite comfortably. So
people always say to me when they see me in person, they're like, "Oh, you're so much taller than I thought." I'm nearly 6'3", so yeah, I'm a pretty tall person, but yeah, I fit in the shower just fine. Hey everyone, just thought I'd jump on and just say for transparency purposes, this Caravan is discounted from Rugged Kiwi for us. It is our Caravan, we own this Caravan, we have no written or no verbal agreements about anything. We're allowed to say whatever we want, we can sell this Caravan tomorrow and stop travelling if we wanted, but did want to say that there was some sponsorship there. You would have noticed on our travels around the East Coast though, our videos haven't changed, there's nothing that we have to do. We can say whatever we want about this Caravan. So just thought I'd mention that though, it didn't really sit right with me to not say that, so thought we'd let you know that yeah, there is some sponsorship, it is discounted, but we can say, do whatever we want, and our videos will not be changing. So anyway, let's carry on. I've had a lot of people ask, why did we buy an Ausflex Caravan? Why through Rugged Kiwi? Because I guess that's a big point of purchase. It's a really big deal to buy a caravan. It costs a lot of money. You want to make sure that you are making the right choice, especially with so much variety out there. We've got quite a few reasons actually of why we went with Ausflex, why we went with Rugged Kiwi Caravans. One of them is because both are small businesses. We really value small business. We feel like small business has a reputation to uphold. We feel like we are not just client number ... but we're Mike and Soph. We got to go over and see our caravan be built at Ausflex as well. We were taken over there to film some of the build process, and all customers are welcomed to come and have a look at the caravan factory, see how the caravans are built, come and check out your own one if you choose to go with Ausflex. So we thought that was a really good way of building trust with owners or purchasers, clients, to open the floor up and let people come in and see it all. It's quite brave.
And while we were there, we saw firsthand their customization on stuff. So everything is a yes until it's a no, and it's only a no because of some like logistical thing around, you know, doors and axles and weights or something like that. But any idea that we have, that other people have, they're kind of like, oh yeah, okay, let's see if we can make that work. And so that was our experience at Rugged Kiwi and also at the Ausflex factory while we were watching our stuff get built.
Also at Ausflex Caravans, they have a factory-based warranty, which means any issues with the caravan will be sorted here in New Zealand, and the invoice for that repair will be sent back to Ausflex, which to me just means that they are guaranteeing that they are going to do a bit more of better effort from the build process right from the start, because they don't probably want those invoices getting fired back, whereas a lot of the bigger outfits, all of that warranty sits with the dealer, and so sometimes you can kind of get ignored for phone calls not returned, emails not replied to. So we really like that factory warranty.
Yeah, living on the road, we don't ever want to be kind of stuck in limbo while you know, a dealer versus manufacturer warranty issue is playing out. And so yeah, really cool to know that Rugged Kiwi will just get anything sorted for us, and it's get us back on the road how we like to live.
We've known Hayden Eden for quite a few years through the caravanning world, and we really like the ethic, the honesty, the people that they are right from the word go. Hayden's really honest, really knows caravans. He's worked for a few different outfits before, so seen lots of the different brands come through, worked and repaired on lots of different types of caravans, so I kind of really trust his judgment as well, and I guess just his work ethic and the care that he kind of provides to us. Anyway, we've probably talked enough, but there's a few of the reasons why. So we'll get into this tour of our home on wheels.